So today we will discuss the case of cartel. Cartel is also another form of oligopoly. To be precise, it is a form of collusive oligopoly. So cartel means, number one, it is an agreement. So agreement, it is an agreement among the producers. So producers agreement regarding, number one, price plus quantity of output to be sold by the oligopolists in an oligopoly market. So not necessarily that all the producers should come into the agreement. What can happen? That some of the producers, some or many of the producers join the cartel or the agreement. Okay. So remember that this cartel can be successful. So cartel is possible better if maximum number of producers they join the agreement, and the second thing is that this is very important condition, that is the price elasticity of demand should be sufficiently inelastic. Okay, so demand that should be sufficiently inelastic. So these are the situations in which cartel is possible. Next thing, so why, if that demand is sufficiently elastic, then the forming cartel, the producers can enjoy the monopoly power. That means P is greater than MC, and we know that the degree of monopoly power depends inversely to the price elasticity of demand. Now, one more thing we have to remember here, that cartel is normally, this is found in the international market. So cartel, this is found mainly in the international market, because there are many countries which are having strong antitrust law, and some countries their antitrust law is weaker and you can say poorly enforced in such countries. So that's why cartel is mainly found in the international market. And second thing is that one country can impose the antitrust law on its domestic producers, but it is very difficult to impose any kind of antitrust law on the international market or the producers from the other country. So antitrust law in one country cannot control the cartel in international market. And the best example of cartel is OPEC. In other words, OPEC means the oil and petroleum exporting countries. Now we have to consider what are the conditions of stable cartel. So here we will consider what are the conditions for stable cartel organization. So for the stable cartel, what we need, that members, they must agree on price and quantity. So that is very much important thing. And second thing, that agreement that should be finalized collectively. So they all of the partners in the cartel system, they have to come and consult, and finally they frame the agreement of cartel. That means agreement of the conditions. But in the process there is a major problem. What is the major problem? Because in cartel we have to take different firms or different companies. So different companies, they may have different objectives. There may be some companies which will try to maximize profit. Some other companies may have some other objectives like sales maximization or increasing the share of its market, anything. So what we see? First, there is a problem of different firm, they are having different objectives. So there is a divergence here. Different firm, whenever they are having different objectives, they may have different perception about the price and the quantity. Second thing is that every firm makes an assessment of market demand of its own. So if all the firms make same assessment about the market demand, there is less chance of divergence. But if all the firms, the different firms, they have different perception of their assessment about market demand are different. Their demand is they differ in estimating the market demand. So that time also, so second problem is difference in assessment over market demand. So there will also be difference in opinion regarding price and quantity. So in both cases there is the problem that different firms may be willing to charge different price. So in this case it is really difficult to finally reach to one agreement. And next thing is that along with this, another problem of forming a cartel is that is the temptation of cheating. So what is that? In this case, by cheating, some firms can undercut the price. So there is undercutting of price. There may be the possibility of undercutting of price by some of the firms. Why? Because by undercutting price, they want to capture the market share. They have to get larger market share. There is an incentive for the firms, or there is temptation for the existing firms inside the cartel to cheat or to diverge from the price and quantity fixed by the agreement. But if some of the firms are going for undercut and reduce the price to get larger share, there is another possibility that the other firms in the contract, they will also realize the undercut, and that will generate a price war among the firms. So finally, if some of the firms undercut to get larger share of market, there will be price competition. So what will say? The price will fall, and finally if price war starts and prices start to fall, different firms start to reduce their price in this competition. This will end up with break-even. This will end up with break-even. That means the existing firms in this price war will not be able to enjoy supernormal profit. They have to be satisfied with only normal profit. So this is considering this problem. This is better for the firms to go for the agreement, to stay in the agreement. by which whenever they will abide by the agreement, what we will find? We will find that every firm will be able to enjoy supernormal profit. So this is the one condition of stability, that all the firms, they should abide by the price and quantity contract made through the agreements. Next, second condition of cartel stability is that they must enjoy the monopoly power. So monopoly power means E should be sufficiently low. We know that as per the Marshall Lerner's index of monopoly power, this is the index of monopoly power. So as E rises, P minus MC will fall, and as E falls, P minus MC will increase. So in this case, what we see, higher the price inelasticity of demand, higher will be the possibility of success in a cartel agreement among the firms. So now we shall show the case of a cartel among the firms in a market. So in this case, in horizontal axis we are measuring the quantity, market quantity, and vertical axis we are measuring the price of it. So let us consider, in this market there are two types of firms. Number one, the firms inside the cartel agreement. This is one type of firms, and number two are the small competitive firms who are not inside the agreement, but they will also have to be the part of the cartel. How it happens, we will show this with the help of a diagram. So here we consider that the market demand is very highly inelastic. So we will consider demand curve is very steep. This is the market demand curve D. Now, this is the supply curve of the product by the small competitive firms. And this is the marginal cost curve of the people, of the firms which are inside the organization or which are the part of the cartel. So now, what will be the demand curve for the product of the organization? So first, if we consider that price equals to POP0, so if we consider price equals to OP0, market demand is exactly equal to supply by the competitive firms. So what we see? We see that demand for the product of the cartel organization will be 0. Next, if we consider the price equals to O, price equals to OPA, that time what we see? Supply by the small competitive firms equals to 0. So market demand will be exactly equal to the demand for the organization's product. So this will be the This will be the demand curve for the product of the organization, which is basically the difference between market demand and the quantity supplied by the small competitive firms. Now, so this we can see that the organization leads the market, and what will be the price? Equilibrium price and quantity. Now we have to draw the marginal revenue curve. Oh, sorry. This is the marginal revenue curve of the organization. Now, what will be the equilibrium point? Equilibrium point equals to, you know the equilibrium conditions. Number 1, MR equals to MC. Number 2, slope of MC greater than slope of MR. The both conditions are fulfilled at point E. So, Q0 is the total output produced by the organization. So what will be the price? The organization knows its demand curve, demand condition, and on the basis of their demand function, they fix the price at OP star. So total market demand equals to OQR. Now, question is how much amount, what is the quantity supplied by the small firms, where price line intersects the supply curve of the small competitive firms. So here OQC is the output level of the competitive firms. So if we say that OQ0 plus OQC, that must be equal to OQ1. This is the equilibrium quantity in the market. Second thing, we have to remember here, if this is the, we can say point E is the collusive equilibrium, or it is, we can say, the cooperative equilibrium in a game. So whenever any firms or some firms will start to cheat from the organization, and finally what we will see? We will see that every firm has to enjoy the competitive price OPC. So that's why this difference in the price PCP star, that is the incentive for the firms to remain in the cartel agreement, or the incentive for the firms to restrain themselves from cheating. So if they cheat, we will find that Nash equilibrium point E1, otherwise the cooperative equilibrium point will be E. So this difference we can see here, that the cartel price is always greater than the competitive price, and higher the difference between these two, higher will be the incentive for the firms to stay in the cartel.